Good morning SYBSC student. Today we are going to discuss about the taxonomy of angiosperms and plant ecology from this paper. The first chapter, Introduction to Angiosperm Taxonomy. The next part. Today we are going to discuss on the concept of exploration, description, identification, classification and nomenclature. These are the parts of the plant taxonomy. As in last lecture we already discussed about the taxonomy is the identification, nomenclature, classification and description of the plants. So, these are the different parts of that taxonomy, that is the exploration, description, identification, classification and nomenclature. First of all, the exploration. So, exploration means what? The visit to the particular area of the plants where the plants are found, continuous visit to that area in different seasons for continuous few years. For what purpose? For intensive collection of the plants. So, exploration is done for the floristic information about different plants and their studies with respect to morphological characters. That is, worker or scientist continuously visit to the particular area for different seasons, and he got the information about the plants regarding the morphological character. He collect the information regarding the morphological character, reproductive character, then flowering period, then pollination period, then mechanism of seed dispersal, then seed dispersal period, then seed germination period, then which are the pollinators responsible for the pollination, that is the pollinating agents. So, all information are collected by the scientist and such information is kept together in the form of data by the scientist or by the worker. So, it is the exploration. Then description. Description is done for the purpose of formation of the diagnostic character. What are the diagnostic characters? Diagnostic characters are nothing but these characters which are separating the newly identified plants from the previously identified plants. Means diagnostic characters are the typical character by which we can separate the newly identified plants from the other already identified plants by the certain characters. These characters are diagnostic characters. These diagnostic characters starts from the habit and habitat. Then next character is that is the root, that is especially the taproot or the adventitious root. Then stem, that is stem includes the nature of the stem, that is the nodes and internodes are present or nodes and internodes are absent, depends on that. They are divides into the monocot or dicot, or what are the characters of the stem, that is branched or unbranched. Then next character is that it is the character of the leaves, that is leaves includes the phyllotaxy of the leaves, that is which type of the phyllotaxy is there. Then oil glands are present in the leaves or oil glands are absent in the leaves. These all natures, all characters are included in the description. Then when we concentrate on the flowers, then flower includes the nature, that is the color of the flower. It may be red, it may be blue, it may be white or it may be yellow, depends on that. That is different types of the color are included, whether you are going to discuss about the flowers, that is character of the flowers. So, this information is noted by the scientist. Then next to that, the sepals or the petals, they are also discussed in the character, that is description, that is the aestivation of these sepals or petals. Then they are polysepalous, polypetalous or gamosepalous or gamopetalous. These all characters are included in this description, or how many sepals or petals are there, that is they are 5, that is 5 or 3, that is the pentamerous or the trimerous, whatever it may be. Then stamens, that is the nature of the stamens, that is which type of the Adelphi is there, which type of the syngeny is there, which type of the synandry is there. Then stamens are epipetalous or not, that is they remains attached to the petal internally or they are free. These all characters are discussed in the description. Then the carpels. Carpels is nothing but the apocarpus uri is there or syncarpus uri is there. These characters are taken under consideration, and they are considered as monocarpellary or bicarpellary or tricarpellary, that is the type of the different types of the placentation. They are discussed in the types of the fruits or the which type of the types of the carpels or which type of the carpels is there. Then uri is superior or uri is inferior, these all characters are considered here. Then fruits is the next character, that is in case of the fruit is simple, dry or dehiscent, simple, dry or indehiscent, that is they may be simple, fleshy or indehiscent, simple, fleshy, indehiscent, that is they never opens, or simple, dry and indehiscent. These all characters regarding the fruits are taken under consideration. Then next one is the seed, that is in case of the seed, which type of the nature of the seed is there, that is the seed is nature of the seed, that is how the seed coat is there, how they are looks like, what is the nature of the seed, what is the shape of the seed. These characters regarding the seeds are discussed in the description. Then identification. Identification is the recognition of unknown species, that is this is the very important step, that is when the plants are isolated, it gets identified by the comparing the new taxon with that of authoritatively already identified taxon. Means what? That is identified plants, that is isolated plant, newly found plants, they gets compared. When they are found, they gets compared with the previously identified, previously available materials are there, previously available data of the plants are there, they gets compared with that taxon. Means newly found taxon is compared with the previous plant material, that is having the similar on the basis of similarities and differences of the characters of that particular taxon. And when we compare these two by the gross morphological characters, then we goes towards the genus level. First of all, we goes towards the family level and then we goes towards the genus level. And for that, the floras, monographs and manuals, such are the taxonomic literatures, and this taxonomic literature helps for the comparison of newly identified plant, newly isolated plants with the previously identified plant. And when we compare these two, then these plants gets the generic name, they found the generic name. So, what is the taxonomic literature, particularly floras? Floras is the book in which the information or the characters of the plants which already discussed in this book, and this it founds or in this book founds the already discussed plants characters of the particular geographical area, it is known as the flora. And when we compare this by the flora, the particular plants are found there. When we compare these two, then we got the name of the plants. Then monographs is there. Monograph is nothing but the, it is, there is no any geographical area is discussed. It is restricted, name itself indicates that the monograph. Monograph means what? It discuss about the certain genus or particular family. So, characters of particular family, suppose the monographs of Dhatura. So, it discuss about the all characters regarding the Dhatura plant. So, when we wants to be observe the characters of Dhatura, then we got this information in this monograph. And there is the next taxonomical literature, that is the manual. There is the small difference in between Floras and manual. That is, manual is nothing but the information about the plants are found there. That is, all possible characters regarding the plants are found in the manuals, but there is no restriction of the geographical area. Means the information of the plants are found anywhere, that is the plants from the any type of anywhere area or any type of the area, any type of the location. There is no restriction of the geographical area. So, this information is found in by this these are the taxonomic literature. Then various methods as compare are in addition to the Floras, monographs and manuals, the various methods for identification are used as like the follows. That is, expert determination. What is expert determination? That is, expert determination says that in case of the expert determination, when the plants are isolated, when the plants are found, then the new budding scientist or this worker goes towards or take the suggestions, take the guidance of the expertise of the particular field in the taxonomy. That is, this is the very desirable and this is very reliable method of the identification of the plant. That is, any scientist, those have the knowledge of the plants, he this knowledge is taken by the taken by the new budding scientist, and then he discuss with that particular person. Means the information is collected from the expertise of that field. Then recognition. Recognition is nothing but it is the next method. That is, it is also somewhat as like the expertise. That is, he gives the information about the plants which have the these plants and plant groups were discussed previously. Means it is also the one type of the expertise who help for the identification of the plant, that is when it gives the information regarding this one. Then the comparison. Comparison is the basically I told you the different types of the taxonomic literatures are there. Then newly identified plants are compared with the these previously authoritatively already identified plant, and when it shows the similar characters, then we got the name of the genus, and then later on the name of the species gets identified. This is the comparison. Comparison is nothing but the characters those are present in the taxonomic literature is compared with the characters which are found by the scientist. So, these are the comparison type. Then use of key. Use of key is nothing but the this is key which is already typed, and when the plants are isolated, plants are found, then these plants are passes through the key. When any one of the character of this key are matched with this plant, then they ultimately goes towards the generic name. So, this is the key which is already typed, key which is already present. These plants are only passes through the such key, and when these characters are matched, then this key gets finalized, these plants gets finalized due to the these characters by the key. Then classification. Broadly speaking, classification is the arrangement of the organism into groups on the basis of similarities and differences. This is the one part of the taxonomy. There are the three types of the classification, three methods of the classification, that is the artificial classification, which was proposed by the Linnaeus, Carl Linnaeus, then natural classification, which was proposed by Bentham and Hooker, and the phylogenetic classification, which was proposed by Engler and Prandtl. So, these are the different three methods of the classification of the plants. When plants get identified, when plant get discussed, when plant have the certain information, then characters, then their classification is very essential. So, this classification includes the artificial system of classification. What artificial system says? That is, name itself indicates that this system is artificially prepared. Means what? That is, in case of this system, very few characters or 1 to 2 characters are taken under consideration, particularly the morphological characters, because this system was proposed previously in 18th century. Then in case of this system, what happens? That is, very few characters, that is particularly number of the stamens, color of the flower, or the number of the gynoecium. These characters are taken under consideration, that is very few characters. And because of that, what happens? Due to the very few characters, this system is not accepted throughout the world, because it has the only morphological character and those were very less. And then this system gets rejected, or this system is not used for the purposes or practical and theory purposes. Then Bentham and Hooker, George Bentham and J. D. Hooker proposed this system as the natural system of classification, which is second system of classification. In case of this one, the all possible characters regarding the plants or all possible characters about the plants are taken under consideration, which includes the morphological as well as anatomical character after discovery of the microscope. So, what happens? In case of this natural system of classification, maximum characters are taken under consideration, and then this system, about 25 years are the efforts of these two scientists, this system is best system which gets accepted throughout the world as a unique system for the theory as well as the practical. So, this system is a well known system for plant classification. And then after that, the Engler and Prandtl system of classification, which was proposed in 20th century by the phylogenetic system named as phylogenetic system of classification by the Engler and Prandtl. What such system says? That is, this system is nothing but it is totally based on the evolution. Evolution in the sense, that is, the one taxon may converts into the next one. One flower nature or one flower may converts into the next one, or one leaves may converts into the next one. So, what happens? That is, such system never have the evidence. Due to the lack of the evidences, this system is not properly accepted, and only natural system of classification is accepted throughout the world. Then nomenclature. Nomenclature is broadly speaking naming to the plants, naming to the taxon. Once plants as a taxon is identified or discovered, it becomes necessary to give its scientific name, because local name or vernacular name creates the confusion. So, to avoid such problem, the plants must have the scientific name, because scientific name gets accepted throughout the world, that is, scientific names are universally accepted. So, nomenclature is nothing but the giving the scientific name, botanical name to the plants. It is universally accepted and governed by the ICBN, that is, International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. That is, International Congress is held at the world level after each and every 5 years, and then all information regarding the plants are discussed in this congress, in this meeting. So, for the giving the scientific name to the particular plants, Latin language is used for that purpose, that is for the formation or for the construction, for the coining of the botanical names. Each and every botanical name is binomial. Binomial means what? It have the two names for each and every botanical name. That is, one is generic name and the second one is the specific epithets. There are the certain rules of the writing of the botanical name or coining of botanical name. The first name is genus and the second name is the species, and togetherly it forms a binomial name, and this binomial name is nothing but the scientific name. For example, there is the one plant, that is the Tamarindus indica. Tamarindus indica means what? It is the botanical name of tamarind. So, Tamarindus indica, that is T from the genus Tamarindus is the capital T, and then indica I from the species is small. Means such rules and regulations of ICBN is shows that, or it indicates that generic first letter of the genus must be in the capital form and first letter of the species must be in the small form. This is the rule of the writing of botanical name, because they are written in the Latin language and they have the certain rules, and both must be underlined separately. Means suppose there is the Tamarindus indica is there, then Tamarindus underlined separately and indica underlined separately, and both are when they are handwritten they gets underlined, but when they are typed, then in the typing font, in the typing form they must be in the italic font. So, this is the rule of the writing of these botanical names, and both must be followed by the authority. Means there are the authority names are very important. Suppose there is the L is there, Linnaeus, Lin, Linnaeus is there, and this Linnaeus is the authority. It is author by which the botanical names of these plants gets introduced by this scientist. Each and every botanical names have the certain rules and regulation, and such names are known as the binomial nomenclature or by names, and they have the certain rules of writing as well as the typing. Then concept of systematics with brief historical background. This is the next point. So, sometimes the systematics is commonly defined as the study of biological diversity and relationship among the organisms. The plant systematics is sometimes they are used with the taxonomy, as the taxonomy is nothing but the taxonomy is defined as the identification, nomenclature and classification of the plants. As like that, the systematics is nothing but the study of biological diversity and relationship among the organisms. Different scientists they has given the definition of this systematics. According to the Mason, the comparative study of organisms, taxonomic system, nomenclature and documentation is known as the systematics. Later on in 1967, then in 1961 and in 1974, the different types of the scientists, that is Haywood, Simpson and Ross respectively define the taxonomy, that is systematics is a field which covers the study of diversity, differentiation, relationships among the organisms. This one is the definition of this plant systematics. Then in 1989, the scientist Small define the systematics, the science of organization and pattern of heritable relationship among the kinds and diversity of organisms. This is the definition given by the Small. Then after that in 1959, the Larn and in 1964, the Turrell define the systematics is nothing but the relationship of organisms in their natural habitat. These are the definition given by these two scientists. And laterally in the last stage, that is Jones and Lutzinger, these two scientists define the systematics is study of diversity of plants and their identification, naming, classification and evolution. These are the different types of the definitions, those are given by the scientist. So, it is sufficient for today. Thank you very much. Thank you all the students.